Erev Tov, good evening, everyone. I'd like to encourage you to engage in a little intentional breathing, drawing in through the nose, deep from within your belly. Slowly hold and release. Do that as much as you're comfortable. Maybe gently rotate your head on your neck. Gently. Place your feet on the ground in a comfortable position. And let's be still for a few minutes. And amidst all of the noise and the bustle of today, let's decide now to leave it all behind us for a short while. Nowhere to go for the next several minutes. Just to be calm and at peace. Clear the head, the mind from extraneous thoughts. Just be present for a few minutes. shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Good evening to all those watching on the live stream, in particular to Karen and Jackie, to Hannah and Kate and Greg, to David, Rebecca, and to Wynn. On Friday evening, I was gifted a new Siddur from the CEO of the Israel Movement for Progressive Judaism, who gave a very beautiful talk at Temple Beth Israel. And I found a passage attributed to Yaakov Shabati, who wrote as follows: Evening descends upon the cypress trees. See, the shade approaches. Let's walk barefoot in the freshly mown fields, for the day, my beauty, is passing. My hand resting on your shoulder and my shadow walking beside yours. Breezes blow from the sea, for the day, my beauty, is passing. Come, let us sit, all is tranquil, among the orchard's trees as day is setting. The grapevine leaves touched by shade, the eucalyptus grove already hidden by darkness, yet the light of sunset illuminates your face, your braid held in my hands, and black, black are your eyes. The day, my beauty, is passing. Rest your head upon my knee. I will weave a flower into your black braid. Birds sing a song of journey. The eucalyptus grove is already engulfed by night, yet the moon rises between the cypress trees. See how transparent the night is. The owl screeches in wide open fields, and then the jackal howls. Well, it may be that in Eretz Yisrael, the jackals are howling. They're not howling in Melbourne. Instead, we turn our attention to the Ma'ariv Aravim passage, which follows next in the Ivrit. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim, b'chokhmah poteach she'arim, uvitvuna meshana itim, umachalifat hazmanim, umesaderet hakochavim, b'mishmeroteim barakia kirtzono. Baruch are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who speaks and the evening comes into being. Blessed are you, who sets the sun sets. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael amcha ahavta, Torah umitzvot, chokim umishpatim, otanu limadata. Al kain Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu uvekumenu, nasiach b'chokecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed. Ki heim chayenu v'orech yameinu, uvahem nehege yomam v'layla, v'yahavatecha al tasir mimenu leolamim. Baruch ata Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. So these two brachot, or blessings, having been completed, we're ready for the evening's Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Love Adonai your God with all your heart and mind, with all your body and soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these words which I command you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them be as a symbol between your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. An alternate version of the third paragraph of the Shema is based upon Leviticus 19, the so-called Holiness Code, as it says, "When a stranger resides with you in your land, you shall not wrong them. The stranger who resides with you shall be as one of your citizens. Love them as yourself, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the eternal your God. You shall not pervert justice by falsifying measures of length, weight, or capacity. You shall keep an honest balance, honest weights, an honest dry measure, an honest liquid measure. I am the eternal your God who freed you from the land of Egypt, so you may faithfully observe all my laws and all my rules. I am Adonai. Emet ve'amunah kol zot v'kayam aleinu, ki hu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ein zulato, ve'anachnu Yisrael amo. Mi chamocha boilim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, norah tehilot, oh seifele, norah tehilot, oh seifele, ya lai la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Malachutecha rauvanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam zeili anu ve'ameru Adonai yimloch leolam voed v'ne'emar ki fad Adonai et Yaakov Ugoalo miad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'ha'amidenu malkeinu l'chayim. Adonai our God, grant that we lie down in shalom and raise us up our ruler to chayim, to life revived. Ufros aleinu sukat, sukat shelomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat, sukat shelomecha. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol adat Yisrael, v'al kol ba'ei olam, v'al Yerushalayim. Amen. Friends, I'm going to encourage you now just to take a few moments of private meditation and personal prayer, and we'll resume together with a short message on the subject of silence in just a minute. I'd like to say aloud the names of a number of individuals who have been ill recently or still struggling with illness. Perhaps you may wish to place in the chat names of others who you'd like to have join this list. Robert Stanley, Shayu Gershon Gabriel Benilana Esther, Raymond Rich, Rachel Bat Avraham V'Sarah, Albert Ben Tata, Maurice Slonim, Chavalea Bat Miriam, Marion Maisner, Lisa Kaplan, David ben Dora. May God bless each with a refuah shlema, with a speedy and complete recovery. My friends, have you ever thought that you'd like to get away from it all? Well, I know that I've felt that way sometimes too. But I've never done that which others have done, like John Francis Walker, who was born in 1946, who changed his life dramatically after observing an oil spill in San Francisco Bay in 1971. Maybe some of you would have caught the interview on ABC Radio this week with this remarkable man who continues to fight passionately against environmental degradation. But what's most interesting about him, apart from the fact for 22 years he refused to ride in motorized vehicles, crossing the U.S. like Forrest Gump on foot. What's even more interesting, perhaps, is that for a full 17 years, he decided not just not to ride in motorized vehicles. No, he went further. He elected not to speak, first for a day, then for a week, and then on he went for 17 years, becoming, presumably, a remarkable listener, orienting himself to the world in a completely different way. Can you imagine Jews being silent for any period of time? For 17 years, hard to imagine. Yet, this midah, the virtue of silence, is not unknown. Indeed, in Mishnah Avot, the ethics of our ancestors, in its first parak, first chapter, Shimon ben Gamliel, the son of Rabban Gamliel, said, Kol yamai gadalti bein hachachamim, velo matzati laguf tov mishtika. All my days have I grown up among the sages, and I found nothing better for us than silence. Isn't that interesting? I found nothing better for human beings than silence. This conforms with the teaching in the book of Proverbs in chapter 10, where it says, one who restrains the lips is prudent. Sometimes when I give a sermon, I'm reminded of a comment one of my friends reminded me of. He said that sometimes rabbis say more words in a weekend than Moshe Rabbeinu said in his entire career. Well, I don't know about that. But this story that appeared on the ABC this week about a man who walked across a nation, who didn't speak for 17 years, though he emphasizes he communicated constantly, is a good reminder to all of us to, at times, hold our tongue, employ our listening skills, and in this way really understand what rests at the heart of those with whom we interact. Ein chokhmah bli shtika. Now, this is interesting from another perspective, of course. Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel would have heard the greatest sages of the time debating matters of halakha, of Jewish law, in his father's study. So many remarkable scholars, so much passion, so much insight. But you can think of the young Rabbi Shimon concluding of it all, I wish they would just be quiet. Wouldn't that be nice? Not just then, but for all of us today. Before we go on to the conclusion of our service, I wanted to make sure to remind all of you that Temple Beth Israel will be providing 2 Zoom classes beginning on the 18th of this month on Thursday night week. The first with Dr. David Sluky, new to our faculty, who will be presenting a course on Jews in the modern world, the history of our people from the 17th century today. Should be very interesting. And my friend Dr. Simon Holloway will return for a new unit of study on Tractate Rosh Hashanah. That's right, we're going to do a little Mishnah on the subject of justice and mercy. So I encourage you to go to the Temple Beth Israel website and register for these free courses, which are great opportunities to continue along your journey of lifelong learning. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei aratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'nahachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Kaddish is recited, Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalmad divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechonu v'yomechonu v'chayei techol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen, Yehi shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lamei alamaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudisha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran b'yalma v'imru amen, Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Based finally on the teachings of Mordechai Buber, that is Martin Buber, it is said, in moments of great silence, when we meditate on that which cannot be expressed in words, at that moment, come and let us look deeply with the perception given to us. Let us look inward. Let us lift our lives as water is lifted and drawn from a well. It is a mitzvah to achieve self-awareness. It is a mitzvah to balance the conflicting forces within us. Erev Tov, everyone. Thank you for your comments and for your presence this evening. I hope to see you somewhere soon. Stay well and stay warm.